What's going on YouTube? I'm Evan, this is Marksman Trading, and welcome to my channel. I'm back finally after a couple weeks. I got the flu, some other stuff was going on, but it's good to be back, making videos again. Good to get, more in-depth recaps, and more in-depth than just like reviewing my trades again. So today we're up $1,800 on my prop firm account, and we're up $10 on my stock account. So one on my stock account, and then the thing with the prop firm accounts is, so I have two futures trading accounts through Apex, and I don't trade futures as much as I was like a few months ago. So I really don't need two accounts, I really don't need two accounts. So last week I was gonna get billed this past Sunday. So last week my goal was to either make or break the account, risk everything in one trade, get funded, or just blow the account up, and I'll just have just that one account to work with. Just risk like 75 bucks per trade, like I've been doing. So I just didn't want to, pay for a second account when I'm barely even using them. So last week I ended up making like, was it $1,200 in the one account? I didn't break it. I didn't get funded yet, but I was like, you know what? That's like a solid start. I'll keep it. And so this week, I'm getting billed again for my second account this Sunday coming up. And so I was just trying to make or break it, same thought process. So today I took a trade on it. I accidentally traded in my first account. By accident, I noticed I was in it, so I made like a quick 500 bucks in that account, and I changed over to or 400, something like that. Then I changed over to the real account that is expiring or getting rebilled this Sunday, and I made like $1,400 or $1,300 in that. I'll have to double check for the rest of the recap, but yeah, I think in total I made like $1,800 in the prop firm accounts today. So still didn't get funded yet. I could have, especially would have held it, or even if I would have stayed in the first account, I could have got funded today. I think I'm like $1,500 away from getting funded in like both accounts roughly now. So yeah, that's like the story with those. So I was trading not entirely my edge, but just like the price action, just because I'm just looking for like good solid moves I can just like cover quickly into to scalp around until I either get funded or I don't. So yeah, and then we traded for the stock account. We traded Microsoft, we traded Google, and we traded RUM. This past weekend I just spent time going over like in-play stocks through my scanner. I'm thinking maybe I can have a better success rate. Maybe my edge will be better traded or even like presented more when it's in like in-play stocks with more volume, more people are watching it. So I spent the weekend, I was looking over Boeing, Mara, Coin. I know like S&P Capital is trading some like Bitcoin stocks and stuff like that because Bitcoin's been doing well recently. At least it closed well over this past Friday. So I was looking into that, and then RUM popped up. So I was looking to trade that today. We took one solid trade on that. And yeah, it was my first time trading my edge on a small cap stock, so I was a bit hesitant, but it worked well. So yeah, let's get into the recap. Alright, so the first trade I took today was Microsoft, and I took that at a 1004. And so honestly, this was kind of like not quite my edge. It was and it wasn't. Let me explain. So as you guys know, I have three criteria for my edge, right? It's demand lines, it's a like supply demand zone or like a key level. So the demand lines or supply lines are the indicator I look for, and those are these lines that show up. So I need to see like a straight supply or demand line. That's my first criteria. Second criteria is it needs to be at a key level. So that's either previous days high, like right here, or a supply zone or demand zone, like these shaded rectangles. Previous days close, previous days low, even pre-market high. So anything like that. And then lastly, the third criteria I need is just for price action to confirm, because price action is king, and I need that to show me that the stock is moving in my direction, that the indicators and the key level like say it should move in. So today on Microsoft, it was at a key level. Actually, it didn't print because it's printing the next after hours session, but this is pre-market high right here. So we were trading that. That was the key level we had for the first criteria for our edge. So it basically came down to VWAP and then reclaimed pre-market high right here at 407.50. We then went long off this kind of V shape, kind of like turning this supply into demand. It was quite high, so I probably shouldn't have even taken it based off of that. I took the pullback into it after the strong engulfing candle. I thought that was the price action that was confirming it because we had a bottoming tail, we had a strong engulfing candle. I was going to get a pullback into pre-market high, which it just flushed right back through and stopped me out, unfortunately. I was risking 10 bucks on that trade, so I lost like 9 something. And lastly, the demand line that I was looking for was right here and the 5-minute. So we had a supply turn demand line all the way from 4 o'clock in the morning. We had this line printing, and this is the pullback candle that we hit at 10 o'clock. And see, it didn't quite hit it. It made a low of 4688, and that was at like 406.76. So about like 12 cents off. So I probably shouldn't have taken this trade. Like I've taken trades close to, if they're close enough to like a supplier demand line or like a supplier demand zone. But technically, I didn't touch it, so maybe I shouldn't have taken this trade. On top of, I think the market was like rolling over too, or like giving up VWAP or something like that at that time. So yeah, unfortunately, this probably could have been an avoidable loss. Like I said, it would have been better to see the key level be lower around VWAP, but we did tap the 90 minute and the 5-minute. I thought there was a few things kind of going in my favor. Move up, kind of a pullback into it, turning supply into demand. But yeah, so that was the Microsoft trade. Next, we took RUM, and this was a small cap stock. That first time trading my edge on a small cap stock. And so as I was looking over the weekend, I was watching this daily chart, right? I was marking out the levels. I have an in-place scanner that scans for like unusual volume and stuff like that. So I can just kind of like, weed out the tons of stocks in the stock market and try to find ones that has above average volume and is at good levels, good price action. So I came across RUM, and it's a small cap. And so looks like, they broke out over this kind of consolidation period, and now we're kind of bull flagging. So my thesis was, okay, I think, it looks like a bull flag. We made a higher high. Well, kind of like, the first candle to make a high since the first initial move last Friday. So we broke the high of the 125 candle. And so I was expecting to continue this trend. We were going to open, retest like previous day's close, hold it, and move higher. And honestly, that's exactly what we did. But my edge didn't quite come in play like it did, but I was just kind of nervous trading small cap at the same time. It was my first time trading it. So I was kind of gun shy. That and small caps they just move differently than large caps. It's not what I'm used to. Like I started trading out small cap and low floats through like Warrior Trading, Ross. But that was like 2 or 3 years ago. So I don't think this is a low float. I don't believe. I have to double check that, but I'm pretty sure I checked it. It wasn't. So I'm not used to this price action. But thankfully, well, actually, see right here what it did. It opened, and then it kind of double bottomed at previous day's close, and then ripped off of it. So my thesis was correct. I just didn't trade it, unfortunately. We even had a demand line there, so we could have played this double bottom, even according to my edge. But I was just nervous. We rejected the supply zone. I was trying to get. I was like, I don't know if I want to just watch this stock today and see how this macro kind of thesis plays out, or if I want to actually trade it. But then we had this clean break at previous day's high and the supply zone, turning it into demand, turning pre-market high into demand, previous day's high into demand. We broke above it, pulled back into it. We had a strong engulfing candle right here, and when I got in, actually, this demand line was straight down here, but it kind of moves. So I got in before this candle closed, so it wasn't straight technically when I got in, or it didn't close straight. When I got in, it was straight. So I didn't violate my edge, but it just closed higher, and then it got straight right after. So we took it out for a little more than 1 hour. I think it was like 1.2 hour. We made 10 bucks on it. I think I was a bit undersized too by accident in this. And I've been wanting to hold for like larger like targets, but I saw this lower high over here. I saw this kind of issues it had here, and I figured, actually, yeah, I top ticked that, 6.156, so like rounded up to like 6.52. I basically top ticked the exit, perfect exit for that scale out right there. Then it would have flushed down and hit my stop loss. So yeah, that was a solid trade. We had the demand line, we had the demand zone, the key level pre-market or previous day's high. It tapped the 90 EMA and the 5-minute, so people looking to join trends off the 5-minute, they would get in probably around there. Yeah, so it was just like a break and retest strategy. It was solid. Yeah, so I'll definitely keep looking at small caps and in-play stocks to take my edge on. Next, we had Google, and I trade GOOG instead of GOGL. And we took like a double bottom, kind of higher low. as you can see, this stock, did phenomenal. I think we have earnings tomorrow, I'm pretty sure, after hours. Let's see. Yeah, tomorrow after market. So we this morning we came down and tested this demand zone, moved up, kind of slowly faded back down, and then kind of double bottomed, kind of like a higher low right here. I got in after this green engulfing candle because like the price action was confirming that double bottom higher low was kind of forming, or holding, and then I got in on the pullback candle at 153.14, pulling back into the 1 minute 9 EMA. Stop loss to low of day, so this yellow dash line was my stop loss. So got in there, and we had some chop, and I wasn't watching the entire time because I actually traded the NQ during this time. I was in Google, and then it finally based out, moved higher, and then I took it on the break for 1R, which I could have held for 2R. I need to keep doing that. That's what's going to really make or break my trading, I think. My stats show I can hold for these larger targets, so I should be doing that just to help myself, right? Just make trading easier, and just do myself a favor and make more money so my losers don't take away so much days of gains. Because this past Friday I lost $30 and that was almost the entire week because I've been making like 1 hour per day or like losing 1 hour per day. So when I have like a max loss day, it wipes out everything. So I just need to get better at that. It hit my target. My initial target was VWAP. I was like, you know what, I don't know. So I took it out for 1 hour. Yeah, I think so. We had the 1 minute demand line, 2 minute demand line. We even had a 5 minute demand line. It wasn't straight, I don't think, when I got in, or it could have been. It could have been straight when I got in. 15 minute was forming as well. Sorry, I still got a cough left over from the flu. Yeah, demand zone, and that was about it with this trade, I'm pretty sure. I mean, this trade just ran the rest of the day, closed like near its highs. So, lastly, the NQ trade that we took was the NQ was just kind of ranging, kind of like forming this wedge this morning, and so I was watching, and technically my like supply and demand edge wasn't all quite there because I didn't have a key level, but I was like, you know what, I'm making or breaking this account. I'm not really trying to trade my edge on it. I'm not even shooting for 1 arm, just trying to scalp it just to get funded or not. So I was like, I figured, I like the price action. If I fail the account, that's okay. I don't want to get billed again this Sunday for a second account I'm not even using. So right here, I was watching this price action all morning. Every single short off this trend line would have been solid. To scale back down, you could just risk the previous lower high. My mentor and I were watching that this morning. But yeah, we were basing out here, and then we flushed down below 17,530s, and then we reclaimed it. And so that's like one of my like favorite setups. Like that's got to be like my A+ setup. I call it's basically a stop hunt, right? If people are buying down here thinking the range is going to hold and they get flushed out, they're all going to like stop out, and then it's going to get ripped right back up and keep going higher. So I see this pattern every so often, but it's like my A+ setup. I try to be risking like 2 times my size when I see the setup. So like we had the demand line, right? We had the price action, which was like, I call it the flush so-called retest in my like tracking spreadsheet, but it's basically just a stop hunt to go higher. So we had the demand line there. We had a 2 minute demand line. We had 5 minute was a bit too high. Let's see, where was the 15 minute demand line? Okay, yeah, so we didn't have one there. But yeah, so even the daily looked like it was a move to go higher, right? Kind of a bull flag, move up, pull them back, move higher, and that's what we did today. We closed at the highs on the NQ as well. So yeah, we got in. So what happened was I got in, I think down here, was it? My first account by accident. So I got in either there or there. And I realized I was in the wrong account, but at that point it kind of ripped up, and I was like, I'm up $500. I don't want to blow that account. I don't want to risk that account, because that was the one from last week that I was doing pretty well in. So I cut the gains in that. I made like $400, $300, something like that, and then I think it was I want to say 450, pretty sure. And then I got in the same setup. I got in here at 17,531.5 in my other account, and I think it took 100 MNQs actually. So largest size I've ever taken, the most that my 50K account lets me take through Apex. So 100 MNQs, stop loss to the lows, kind of moved up, pulled back, and I took it on the pop back up because with the trailing threshold, I was already up a half an hour there, so that means the trailing threshold would have stopped me out around down here before even my initial stop loss would be hit. And I didn't want to like deal with that, and so I got out on the breakout. It kind of moved up higher, but I think I got not the best fill. But yeah, I made, I think it was 1350 on that and 450 on the other small scalp. So in total, I made like $1,800. Still both in eval accounts. Let me just clarify that they're not PA accounts, so it's not real money yet. But I'm only like $1,500 or $1,700 away from getting funded in both accounts. So I'm gonna continue to risk this account, the one that rebills me the Sunday this week. You know, I'm gonna look for just for scalping setups like this, to really, yeah, just try to get funded in that account. That'd be great. That'd be my first time getting funded, and then I would go back to risking normal size because that'll be a real account. And I don't want to, you know, I don't want to blow up account when I finally got a real one. So yeah, I'll go back to risking like 75 bucks, 50 bucks per trade, just getting used to like trading futures again. I'm clearly not as good at trading futures as I am in stocks. Just the price action is a lot more choppy. And it's just harder. Honestly, for me, it's just harder. So but I still want it though, right? Because I still want to use someone else's money to be able to trade with, and I can use larger size than I am right now in my stock account. And speaking of, I want to increase the size of my stock account after next month. My mentor, he's actually got a YouTube channel. You guys should check him out. It's The Honored Trader. He was telling me, he's like, you know, you're starting to like pick it up after. Let's see how you do like this next month, because I didn't trade too much this month. Just so much stuff going on. Start of the year, we didn't have like a lot of full weeks anyways. So we're gonna see how my progress is this next month, and then hopefully in March, starting on March, I'll be risking like 20 bucks per trade, or maybe even more. If I got like a solid track record, if I fix some of the issues that's wrong with my trading right now, like, you know, holding for the targets I should be holding for, or stopping out when like I shouldn't stop out. All right, that's not really too much of an issue for me. Sometimes I stop out in the wrong places, like if I don't, like let's say I'm trading. I know with Tesla a couple weeks ago, or maybe it's 3 weeks ago now, with Tesla. I was trading a V shape, and I just didn't put my stop loss at low of day like I should have, and unfortunately, I got stopped out, and the trade never hit low of day. So it was just unnecessary stop loss because, or it was an unnecessary loss because my stop wasn't where it should be. So yeah, once I just start fixing those issues, I think I'm really gonna start getting some traction. The price action is really just, you know, I'm starting to read it a lot better, thankfully. I think there's a couple more things I want to review that I just noted today. Apple, I was just I was looking for this setup for a while, and I looked away at the wrong minute. Unfortunately, I think I had my eyes on like NQ or ROM or something like that. So as you can see, Apple V-shaped right from the lows today, and then I couldn't long this. I wanted to so bad. Before even this candle closed, I was like, we're gonna like reverse from there. As you can see, we have this exhaustion volume, this just large amount of volume here at the low end of this flush, combined with the bottoming wicks. I was like, that's indicative of a reversal right there, and we did. I couldn't take it. I didn't have a key level down there, so I'm just respecting my edge. So that's okay. I didn't take it, but that would have been a nice V shape for those who caught something like that. But I was looking at this kind of demand now turn supply zone right here. I was looking for a demand like kind of break and retest, turning it into supply. So we had a higher low. We kind of based over VWAP, but we had this 1 minute demand line or supply line. And then we had these kind of top wicks. And I was talking to my mentor. I was like, okay, I want to see Apple flush and hold below VWAP. And I'll go short and I'll risk my stop loss to the high of the pivot. And that's exactly what it did. I wasn't watching it when it did that, unfortunately. I was looking at it and I got distracted, and then I looked back at it. It was even on my thumbnail watch list, but I just didn't click to keep looking at it, unfortunately. But it did exactly what I thought it would, and it went about 1 hour, I'm pretty sure. I think 1 hour was like 60s or something like that. So it went 1 hour. It would have been a quick trade if I would have taken it to 1 hour. Which I'm still trying to learn, you know, respect levels as well. You know, and I can't always shoot for 2 hour when there's, you know, levels like this high or low, right? Is in the way. So like I think my mentor he called it like the path of least resistance. You know, so yeah, that would have been a solid scalp. That would have been a nice kind of demand break and retest. We had I think we had a 2 minute supply line there as well. You have 2 minute supply line. Yeah, so that would have just been a solid trade, but unfortunately I missed it. And then lastly, the last trade that I was too slow to, unfortunately. I saw it in the moment, but I just didn't get the share size in right away. Was this kind of V shape into VWAP, previous day's high, and supply turn demand zone. So it was a break and retest of supply turning into demand. Pre-market or previous day's high was there, VWAP was there. We had like a V shape, so flush from this kind of triple top, and it was holding this level. As we got wicks, right? We got wicks, so it was a key level. The price action was agreeing, right? We had this strong engulfing bottoming tail candle. Would have gone in there, 1128. But when I was watching it, I think it was at 1131. I was looking to enter up at like 639 or 640, but then it popped before I could enter. So even though I missed the initial entry, which would have been there, I was trying to get in at 1132, but I just I was too late to the game, unfortunately, by like seconds. I was trying to like type it in my calculator to see how many shares I needed to take, and then I saw it pop up. So yeah, I would have put the stop loss to the low of that pivot. The demand line that was required for that was on the I want to say 50-minute. Yeah, 50-minute. Right over here, this pivot. So we have this kind of supply turn demand line on the 50-minute over here that it touched, and same on the 30-minute as well, right here. So yeah, that was, I think it was, yeah, at 11 o'clock. So yeah, that was the or 11:30ish. But anyways, yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you guys like enjoyed just the recap. I know this one's a bit long, actually. I think it's like the longest video I got out right now. I haven't seen it's running at like 19 minutes right now, roughly. So yeah, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know like what I can do to like make these videos just better for you guys. I'm a new YouTuber, and I started this channel for myself to review my trades and stuff like that, and just have like kind of, like the public keep me accountable to trade my edge, and not screw up as much. So I did it more so for myself to like just grow my trading. But it's kind of fun, trying to like grow a YouTube account. So yeah, I'm just trying to just show my trading and just be transparent, explain my edge as simple as I can, review things I missed or things I didn't take, or what I did right, what I did wrong. And yeah, this is basically just my trading journey. So yeah, just let me know, if you have any questions about trading, feel free to comment below. I love talking about it. I'll answer any questions you guys ask. So yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next video. God bless. Peace.